Let me make sure this was off. Let me turn off this. Margie's MacBook Pro is disconnected. Who needs friends when you got the voice of technology? It's the same voice as Siri. They call it Siri. What is Siri? I don't. You know what? I never. The name of Siri is primarily a female name of Scandinavian origin that means beautiful victory. It's victory when they eavesdrop on the whole population and then use the secrets against the population to destruct their psychology and break down their spirit and their soul. Siri also is a diminutive form of Sigrid. It also means mystery or secret in Swahili. Siri is the name of the automated virtual assistant in Apple's iOS devices. I keep all my shit. I go through every time I do an update. Actually, I didn't do it today. The update did it by itself last night because I'll tell it to download, but I ain't gonna choose what it uploads to my phone until after the version's been out for a while. Because that's what happened is they put a version out and then there's a security flaw, and then they put out another. And so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not freaking taking up space in my phone for your bullshit because you guys can't fucking figure shit out to begin with. That ain't my role. Unless Apple's gonna pay me, I'll help them with their human computer interface because it's all shit, man. And it don't even matter because electricity and magnetics and all that stuff are so wonky that you can program stuff down to the freaking to perfection. And if it's not God's will, if it's not for the best, it ain't gonna succeed. Things out of greed will not succeed. Things from the heart will win from the start. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Mom said, don't mess with Margie. Yeah, Benny, don't look out the window because you're going to see something to bark at. He's my problem child. Today is so much better than yesterday. Yesterday was just one of those days that I'm just like, let's just get through the day. Let's just get to 9 o'clock where I can lie down and go to bed and then let my spirit go out into the higher dimensions where it's most comfortable. Because living this earthly incarnation is for the motherfucking birds, yeah. The insanity that is ensuing. Lucky for me, I got a lot of tools in my toolbox, and that's what I did yesterday is I went into town. I was going to go walk around. It's too populated. There's too many people from too many different places, and they all think they're the fucking center of the universe. And, because when I think I'm the center of the universe, I act like that shit. When I'm living from my heart, I don't fucking act like these people. I don't block sidewalk. I don't freaking think that me and my automobile is way more fucking important than a pedestrian and block crosswalks, and people are just me. It's all about me and what I want. And so I tried to hook up with my buddy Batman yesterday, couldn't find him, and then he it just wasn't meant to be. I was just in a timeline where nobody else that I know was involved, or my frequency. And so I came home and tried to do a video last night. Power went out. Yeah. Video went through. I just deleted it because I was so squirrely. Then I did another video. Thank goodness for Bex. Dude, you helped me so much yesterday, Bex Factor. Because, and my name's Marge, like The Simpsons. So the E is there. Thank you for asking. I didn't say nothing that day. I thought about that this morning. I never told her what my name is. It's Marge, like The Simpsons. I say Marge. Sometimes I say my name and they think I say March. So I say like the Simpson because most everybody on the planet knows who those fortune tellers are. those so yeah, you helped me out a lot yesterday because you were the distraction that I needed. Because I just listened to you have a conversation with that. Tommy guy. I watched for Tom. There was a couple. She does her talks for like 5 hours, Ma. She interviews people and has conversations with people. I'd like to do that more one day, any day. I've been wanting to do that forever, and I just can't find people that. I was going to be on Robert Phoenix's channel a couple weeks ago. He was talking about that, and then he saw something shiny, so I fell off his radar. Now I just don't care. You know, I still do my talks, my story. I got good shit. I mean, people that are doing interviews, they're like talking about stuff that fucking happened in life when I was actually in these fucking places. You know, I was in the mix. You know, but that's cool. I guess it's more fun to talk to people that read about shit where I was at the places that people are reading about. But that's cool. Yeah, I don't want to be a big deal, Ma. You know why? Because I don't want all that fucking attention, especially by people that I know are just because I'm different. Look at her, she's so, you know. I would never want to be famous. I would never want a lot of people knowing who I am, because it's by frequency, and I am for an authentic frequency, and the more people are for something, to me, the less authentic it is, because you have different hands making it and manipulating it how they want to get that draw. And I ain't here to manipulate nobody. I would not even call myself, I heard twice the word today, influencer. I'm no influencer. I don't want to influence anybody. I want people to find their good, orderly direction, their own higher power, their own God, and follow their own gut's heart. All of it lining up. Yeah. So today was much better. Luna's better. My biggest concern, I thought she was on the decline yesterday. And she's hard for me to read because when I get nervous, then she milks it, is what she does. No, she acts like things are worse. Like, I'll go to trim her nails, and she'll be like I'm breaking her leg, and I'll take her to the nail trimming place, and she'll just sit there and be like, it's just because she plays off my emotions. I let her manipulate me because she's got a sweet smile. I'm a sucker for a pretty face. So, waking up today, and I was not, hi baby girl. I was kind of leery, and then I went and she's on mom's bed because for the 2 days she wasn't getting on, she wasn't going up, she wasn't jumping, so I know that she was under some kind of duress, and so but today she was, I got up and I went to let dogs out. Go girl, pretty, and say hi. She's my low rider. Low rider. See my low rider. She's so pretty and smart and funny. I'm all those things. Huh? She could. See, I've had her 9 years. I don't know how old she was. She was 40 minutes from being put down in a pound in South Carolina, about 50 miles from where the lunar eclipse, the lunar eclipse went across the United States in 2017, and then she ended up with me in Omaha, and then we ended up in Salem, Oregon, where that eclipse started. So my Luna, went backwards across the eclipse with her knowing. So when the eclipse happened, she's my precious girl. So I was super scared and I know that we all die. We all transition. We are soul sacks. So okay, we're done with this earthly body. Last breath, soul out in the universe. Soul spirit. You think dudes are powerful? How about directed heart space energy? putting all that love out with someone full of love, right? So, boo! Last breath. Then people choose to reincarnate, sometimes immediately. I don't want to come back to this planet. I say that all the time, and then when I go back, I'm like, okay, all right, let's do this shit. It won't be that bad. And then when I'm here, I'm like, why did I incarnate? Why did I come here? I don't want to live. And then it all goes away with service before self. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Service before self. When I live my life, that I just wake up every day and I'm going to do what I want for me. Why there's so many people on the planet that come from circumstances, they were just born, man. They were just born, and whether people believe that you signed up for whatever happens, that don't mean it don't suck. Shit that happens. That don't mean it don't suck. Stuff that happens sucks a lot. Shit, I meant to bring that. Go girl, Luna, I love you, pretty. I get excited, she's gotta go. I meant to bring that bleach to Batman. I put it there, so anyway. And I went to town twice today. So, went to town this morning to try and find him, Batman. And it's Saturday, so I like to go walk around the town square in case anybody needs a Heyoka sighting. So, I go down, and there's lots of people I like to stop in, say hello, check in with Carl the schizophrenic, playing his black duct tape drums. You know, you could always find these people in the same places because they're all in the same loops. You know, the street people, Carl's not. I think he lives in a house, but I think he takes care of his mom too. But he's like 60 or 70. God damn. Anyway, so I go and when I walk, I dance. Return of Innocence by Enigma. I have a way, and I pretty much perfected it. I can do it with a shopping cart. Yeah. And so I don't listen to slow music, but this would be a good one. I Walk the Line by Johnny Cash. Mom likes it. But I walk dance, and I walk around downtown Taos with my blessings or my curses. I don't curse. My curse, when I say curse, is because, like, people are tourists, right? So they're the center of the universe. So I had to tell 2 people today, it's the sidewalk, not a stand walk. Why are you standing directly in the path? I don't understand. Do you not see me coming up the path? Wanting to... No, it's a control thing. They're establishing dominance. We're going to be here. You go ahead and walk into traffic. We don't care if you're not safe because we have no regard for life. That is not service before self. That is self before service. And that makes my third eye twitch. The whole world could change like that. If people just, they're just, like I know better. I've been given these tools. I have an active mind. I have a craving for oblivion and leaving reality. And large responsibilities, so I can't reach that. I can't do the things that I want to all the time because it's not good for Mom. It's not good for me. So when I get all heady and get all squirrely and monkey mind and I should do this or I should do this and and I can't get those thoughts to settle down. And I'm sad, I'm crying, I'm angry, I'm all that stuff. I'm thinking too much about how I feel. You know how you feel, Marge. Go out and help somebody else feel better. It'll make you feel better, I promise. Service before self. And just in the action, going back, I got home today from going into town the first time at 11. I got home, I was walking dogs. I get a call from Batman's daughter. It was him on his daughter's phone. His phone's dead. Guy's feeding 24 dogs. He don't have, I mean, he lives in a little small camper shell, and it's got the front window broken out of it, and he's trying to create a pen for all the dogs, so when he leaves, you know, because he's come home, people shoot his dogs. People are so ugly and malicious. I don't understand how the rest of people don't even see how ugly people are, because they're over here being ugly. While over here, they're like, look how great I am. I show all my ugly on here so people will never get it confused. Because I get fearful sometimes. And when I get scared, anger. Because it's easier for me to just get my path in life if I get mad about shit. And I'm seeing it everywhere, dude. I am so glad we don't live Mom, it's like bumper cars on the main roads. And I saw footage a little while ago. There's flooding all over the place, like half of the interstate to Las Vegas. It's called fucking Sin City. Why do people want to go there anyway? Because it's fun. It's fucking simple, dude. I'm so tired of people loving wicked shit. I'm sick of it. Just act like, just admit it. The shit you love is wicked. Just step out and live in your fucking wicked. Just so people stop acting like you're fucking not. Just let people know who you are. Because there's so many fucking wicked perverts out there, dude. They're fucking everywhere, dude. They're all over the place. Dude in freaking Albuquerque. Dude all over the place. Dude, these guys, and they all look the same. These fat fucking, ugh. Girl's still in a hospital. Year old. She had 2 months on me. From her rape. She was still in the hospital. My hip popped. My hips pop. But fucking kids die from that shit, you know? Because some fucking scumbag just is looking for a place to put it, and the kid can't tell. It's fucking disgusting. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. And then people like me get to grow up. You don't exist because that shit doesn't happen. I assure you, I exist. I exist. Just so people can say it happens and you can grow up. You don't gotta be a scumbag too. You don't gotta go around and do the stuff that was done to you. You can do it different. You can break those curses. Just by living not for yourself, for others. God, good orderly direction. So I went back into town and I picked up my buddy Batman. And he's going to be a good influence. I've been praying for teachers, for guides, people that know more than me. And he's one of them. The Hopi chose him in Arizona 20 years ago. Told him the story of the prophecies. He came from Omaha. I mean, the story that we found out today, I said, and we've had this conversation before, but it didn't quite land the way it did today. I said, do you know Tony so-and-so? And he corrected the last, I said, yeah. He said, yeah. I said, that's the guy that I bought the Suburban from. He has this construction company in town. He said, when I first moved here 20 years ago, Marge, he was the first person to pick me up. And I'm like, I mean, the synchronicities, the way things line up, it's amazing to me that people don't believe in God. The way things line up in our favor. Sometimes I get so caught up in emotion, I can't see the forest through the trees, so to speak. That's why it's so important that I get out, stop thinking. As soon as I get out, I could go out and go for a walk. You know? That's what I did this morning. I went and got Mom breakfast. I said, Mom, you want... I came home, Mom. It was 11 o'clock. Mom was still asleep. I said, Mom, we changed roles. Remember when I was a kid and you want me to not sleep all day? You come in and wake me up. I said, so what? I'm going to be awake on the couch? I could be asleep out of your way here. You know? Because I was a night owl then. Now I'm not so much. Now I want to go to sleep with the sun. The sun goes down. Now it's like going down at 7. I'm like, Ma, you tired yet? Because she wants to stay up. But last night she went to bed at 8:30. So that's one thing that I got out of going to AA meetings for freaking 14 years is that when you freaking feel crazy and you got all that and you can't slow yourself, just go out and do something for somebody else. Make a meal for somebody. Oh, that's what happened. I forgot that story. I got to see my buddy Augustine this morning. This guy his phone's off. I should have taken a picture. I'm going to see him tomorrow. I'm going to take a picture. Homeboy made a drum. It's like this big around. I said, Augustine, I'll get this stuff. I want him to make me a drum that I can dance on. My whole life, ever since I was a little girl, I'm like, why don't they make drums? Because they tie them so tight. You know, he would just have to use like double the thickness of the wrapper. And I'll go out and I'll freaking dance on my drum in the middle, you know. I'll dance for tips. I mean, people don't want to fucking pay me for what I'm worth and all the experience that I have from being in the fucking Air Force and all. I mean, I got awards and diplomas and degrees fucking everywhere from being exceptional. They don't want to pay me for that. I'll go out and dance on a drum. So you can pay the Indian. You can pay the Native American. And maybe if you pay me enough, I can buy some of my own land. That's even gimmicky shit. He's my buddy Augie. He's like, because they want him to be on the council and all that shit. He's like, I don't want to do none of that shit. I want no part of that crap. Those politics. Nothing gets done. How about that for politics? Politics licks balls. Because they all suck ball sack. BAAL. They don't live for God. They live for Satan. Because God would be like, take care of your community. Satan would be like, fuck it. Let's just have a bunch of concerts. Fuck the roads and the people's cars and axles and all that and stuff like that. Let's just live for the fun and not do the work. It's an easy line of division. Ego. Do what you want whenever you feel like it. Easing God out. God. Good orderly direction. Do what's right for everybody. Not just for your penis or your vagina. Hi, Stan Lee. Says you're running your mouth. I could tell about it. Oh, he woke up from his nap. So, a buddy of mine is up in Seattle right now, and he went and visited this place, and it had a hyperlink to it. So I went to the hyperlink. Look at this shit. I showed this to Batman. This is the Elks Temple, McMinamanas in Tacoma, Washington. And now, see, I'm not the reader. I know what I know from activation, from just tuning in to information and data. That's how I get my knowing, you know? Yeah, affirmation, synchronicities. That's my knowing. I'm a clairier. I got them all. Clairaudient, all of them. I just quiet. I need quiet sometimes. That's why I like music. Because then, yeah. But then there's synchronicities in that and tellings in that. So I showed him that. I said, what do you think about this? He said, it's satanic. And I said, what do you think about those witches? They're like, oh, it's a pentagram. Oh, it's okay. And they claim to be white witches. He's like, no. It's written. It's written. Anything, an inverted star, pentagram, it's all satanic. And so people don't know that. And they're perpetuating darkness without, unbeknownst to them. It don't make it no better. So every time I see, and people are like, they had an event, I think it was like Pride, Taos Pride, and there's this big fat chick, like ginormous, in freaking tights, a tight outfit, like tights, and she had an upside down, on her back, she had an upside down cross, and she was like dressed like a bat and had like white makeup, and she was like, It's cute to worship Satan. It's cute. People are happy and, well, yeah, because Satan just wants people to live for them and nobody else. That's how Satan wins. It's as easy as that. Just as much as people believe in JC, hey, like Batman said, everybody got his purpose. Everybody has their place on this earth. There would be no heaven if there wasn't hell. You can't have one without the other. The thing of it is where are people's compass? Where is their compass? That drive, that spark that automates your heart. Every time you go to the hospital and you get an EKG, it's measuring that electric frequency, just like, and what are people tuning into? Expensive cars, fancy houses, fuck everybody else. People live on the streets, but they live on the streets because they want to. Don't give that homeless person $20. They'll just take it to go buy drugs. No, that's what you do when things are hard. You go to drugs and alcohol. You don't know what they do. Some people you do know. Some people. I know plenty around here, there's a lot of people that are just stoners. I just use cannabis and I'm trying to quit smoking. My buddy Augustine, he almost died. He almost died. Augustine! He made this. Where is it? It's awful phallic, but he's a masterful stone carver. And I'm working under him. I'm trying to learn how to carve stone. I'm trying to make this one see, the trouble I'm having, I do the same thing with painting, as you can see, art. I do the same kind of stuff. I have a very abstract mind. That means I look at a blank canvas and I can see so many things on it. I have a hard time picking which one I should put there forever. So I got this stone. He said, sand it down until it's real soon. I want to make it an owl. But I'm just like, do I want to make it a realistic owl? Do I want to make it an odd, like a cartoon owl? You know, what kind of owl? So I've been looking at a lot of owl pictures, trying to, it's my first one. But he does, Augustine does good shit. And then he made this drum. But he almost died. He did. He went to the doctor and the doctor said, do you smoke? He said, but I haven't been smoking that much. That is a saving grace that he hasn't smoked cigarettes, because been telling him a year. He has the same birthday as my sister that died September 23rd, 2022. Last year, we're coming up on the year anniversary. I say the whole date so I don't forget, because I don't want to forget. I don't ever want to forget. Yeah. So, they have the same birthday, so it's kind of like it's like aspects, Only he got sober 20-something years ago, and she decided to perpetuate that junkie lifestyle, and now she's dead. And she died on her daughter's 18th birthday, too. And then her granddaughter's 2nd birthday. So, 9 months ago is important to that line, evidently. Whenever I do that, whenever there's clumps of people born, I'm like, what was 9 months ago? And then I check out, I get the whole freaking people's whole families of their birth signs, sun signs, and then I can see how the dynamics function. It's fun. You think I would? Yeah. Yeah, so he went to the doctor, and the doctor said he's like, do you smoke weed? And he went home and he looked at his weed, and it was had a bunch of mildew in it. Mildew. People got to be careful about that, man. He almost died. He was so skinny. His nose kept running, and it was really thick, white, infectious. They have him on antibiotics. I picked him up. He was walking to the park to meet his uncle. And I picked him up this morning. And so we got to catch up, and he told me, and he's so mad. He is so mad at the dude. I would be fucking pissed at the dude that sold me the weed, too. And so he's not smoking cigarettes anymore. And I'm grateful for that. That if anything, blessing that comes from this is that he stopped smoking, that it lowers your frequency. People that are, see, that's the thing is I see spiritual, like the spiritual, self-proclaimed spiritual giants. I see them out there, right? And then they're smoking cigarettes and they're having a glass of wine. No. You don't get that without that. You can't do that and get that. It don't happen that way. We are a radio receiver. And if you fucking have dust and grease and grime and broken knobs and freaking, you ain't tuning in. What shit are you tuning into? And that with that frequency. Ain't nothing good listening to. Ain't nothing good worth listening to. So you gotta, and I'm so happy to see so many people choosing health right now. In the most smallest, I'm seeing a lot of people on social media, they're just starting out their weight loss journey at the gym. I wouldn't even fucking go to a gym, man. You don't need to go to a gym. All you need to do is to start low and work your way up. I'm about to go up to 25. I'm about to go up to a 25 pound. Probably spring. Yeah, because I'll work through the summer. And then, but probably January, February. Probably the first of the year. And then, but all you got to do is get like a 5 pound weight even. Or a 10 pound weight. And then just keep doing it until you feel like your arms. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Well, you can do that. That's not what I did. Is I started with like a 17 pound, because it was like 15, and then the bar was like 2 or something. It's okay, girl. And I just started with reps of 20. And then I was doing, or 25, and then I was doing 50, and then I went up to 100, right, on each arm. And then now, and then I got the 20 pound weight. Now I'm up to sets of 300 on each arm. Sometimes 5-6 times a day. So, and I help, like, I help mom whenever every time she grabs me, because she don't have her short-term memories gone. She just is always you're so firm. You're like rock solid. And I don't even feel like I was thinking about that today. Like, if I train, because I've always had my own method, but I've never trained anybody. Right? Like, and so I wonder what I could do with my capability physically if I trained with somebody that, because I've always had a pretty good, when I was, 15, is that freshman year in high school? They had, for the football players, they had the big nice gym. And then everybody else had to fucking play with rubber balls and shit. So stupid. So, I always hung out with the pretty girls, and the pretty girls are oftentimes cheerleaders and stuff like that. And they like the jocks, so I find myself oftentimes hanging out with fucking meatheads. So in this gym one time, and I was screwing around with the leg machine. With the weights, I said, and I just went over and I said, well, how much is on the whole thing? And there was 500 pounds. So I just put it, bloop, went down to 500, and I went and did leg presses with 500 pounds when I was 15. But I guess people do that shit all the time. I guess everybody's so remarkable that it's not a big deal that I do it, because everybody does that shit, right? I mean, I was freaking this one day. Angelo Nye. I think I still have the Nova yearbook, as a matter of fact. My friend Trina had a crush on him, and she had written me a note, and she was like professing her adoration for Angelo in a note, and it was between classes, and I was talking to him, and he was like 6'2", 6'3". He's bigger than me, he's like the quarterback of I don't know, they wore different colored jerseys because they had the white team and the purple team and the gold team. I feel like that day he had a white jersey on with the purple letters, and he grabbed the note and he took off down the hall. He didn't expect me to take off after him, and he definitely didn't expect me to dive at his ankles. So so his feet went together, and he went down like a fucking tree. And then when he went down, I grabbed the note. I said, thanks. He didn't expect that either. I mean, people, hey, turnabout's fair play, right? That's cool. So, I'm over the 30-minute mark anyway. So I do feel a lot better, and it was good to get out of my own head. That's all I need. That's all I ever need is to get out of my head and to see how other people are doing. And usually freaking people are having a harder time. And then I get to go to Tractor Supply and get Batman a couple bags of 50-pound bags of dog food because he's fucking feeding 24. The guy don't got no income at all. His daughter gives him the cool stones and crystals and shit, and he can sell and barter and trade for a lot of stuff. But still, so what I'm going to do is, I guess they hate him at the local animal shelter. Probably because they're making him look bad. Because a freaking, a guy lives in a broke down camper is cares more about dogs than the county does. Cares a lot more than those people that are, I'm just doing my job. No, you're not. You're fucking just sitting in a chair. You ain't doing shit. People don't do their jobs anymore. They haven't done their jobs in, 2-3 years now? I imagine if companies would have invested in keystroke software so they could have put that on all of their employees that were doing the remote in, so you could see how much their screen time, how much they're actually working. People aren't work from home. I fucking hated that because I'm always IT, so I had to be there in case the network and the servers freaking blew up and all that shit. And you don't have to get off your fucking couch. I do. Every job I ever had, I was mission essential. Like, whatever function the business was, it couldn't have happened without my position. Even in the United States Air Force, the planes wouldn't have gotten off the ground if aerospace ground equipment didn't exist. We couldn't go over and kill people in places we had no business being. As a narrative, as a play, as a storyline, is written on television, and they're doing it again. They're going to do it again. The insanity. I never thought I'd see this in real life. But they made it on TV first. They tell you what they're going to do before they do it. They always do. It's part of the game. It's part of the rules. That's why I pay so close attention to what people say, and I hope people pay real close attention to what I say. This is my t-shirt from when I went to Tulum. That's when the world ended. Tulum, Mexico. Awakening to the new era. The new age. And I was an age. I was the Toto. And Oz was from Omaha. How funny the synchronicities of my life line up. I got 2,200 videos just sitting there on servers while people watch. I don't know why people, I keep putting, I want to see less of this, Because I don't give a fuck about Tony turned up 2 times, whatever, that guy. Drunks are the worst. They're the absolute fucking... They're just... The ones that they hurt people every time they do it. Awful. And I think it's so funny that my brother drinks. It's amazing to me that he drinks. He hates me because of things I did, I don't know, 25 years ago when I was drinking. But I don't drink alcohol and he does now. And he cut me out of his life. I'm not allowed to contact him anymore. He said, don't ever call me again. And I said, it was Mom. So I guess the sacrifice has been complete. He has officially sacrificed his mom and his sister for the beautiful life that he has. He cut us out. He made sure that we ended up far away from him so the people close to him will not know what a monster he is. And that he would just throw away. I mean, it's so weird. Like, he's a Virgo, his wife's a Capricorn. They're not real touchy-feely, like, lovey, yay people. It's been my experience. And so, I mean, I don't know. They're selectively loving, and I've never been part of that selection with them, is a better way to say it. And so, but it's like, why does she talk? You all right? You little bug? He's got that tumor, and he gets kind of stuck on his back. Good boy, he's just being cute. He's alright. So I'm alright, Ma. Don't freak out. Good boy. You just a good boy. Good boy. Kiss him, bud. Say, good boy. Every day is a blessing with them. Oh yeah, and there's so many of the. I mean, my brother is just a dime a dozen, but it's like, why? What is it with his wife? How come she's not curious? Like it's just easy for people to throw people away. I mean, we've never done anything. I know people that have straight up fucking murdered other human beings, and their family just loves them and embraces them, and, oh, it's okay, sweetie. You know, like it's nothing. You know what I mean? I don't get it. But it's my Chiron and Aries, Ma. I got Chiron and Aries exalted in my 10th house. I'm not supposed to have an easy life. I was never supposed to have an easy life. I was supposed to have a life that was so fucking hard and so... Are you kidding me? And it's not even as bad as so many other people, but they never talk about their stories, so people are never going to know. Because evidently you tell your story and then it's like, you know, you're damaged good. I'm like, no, go after the motherfucking people that fucking did that shit. They don't want to do that because so many people profit from it. There's so many people that fucking profit from evil, wicked shit. It's crazy to me that people just hand over their will. They just okay. I saw this article on Omaha World Herald. Came up on my suggested. I talk the most shit on suggested ads. I don't do it in groups that I'm a part of. I do it on groups that you put a fucking ad on my shit. I'm gonna let you. You can block me, so then I don't have to block you. And I always get shit from fucking the Cornhuskers, and they're the biggest ball suckers. Go suck Big Red. I fucking hate that how many people love any kind of sport more than they're willing to fucking put hands together and fucking, you know, repair an old lady's house or some shit. You know? Fix a road. You know? Can't wait for government to do it. And people keep fucking building cities in really stupid places and paths of fucking rivers and water and shit like that. You know? Because it's because of the view, and they, without recognizing the consequences of just geography and water path. I learned this shit when I was like 2 and 3 making my cities and my roads. Me and Jose Alvarez, we go out and make like big old huge like whole cities out of like in the dirt, in the cliffs, you know, all, you know. That's how I learned about pathways. And then the astrology was saying that how it said dams were gonna break. I can't remember who said it, but they said dams were gonna break. The astrology was potential for dams to break, which I always pay attention to dams because fucking Reading would be wiped out if Shasta Dam broke. They said they did studies and they said that Sacramento would see a wall of water 20 feet high all the way, but I think it would dissipate. It's 200 miles away. I think it would dissipate way before that. But they said that there's enough water that if Shasta Dam broke, that Sacramento or Woodland, which is maybe 30 miles shorter, so maybe it was Woodland, that area, but they would see a wall of water 20 feet high, like a tsunami through the middle of the state of California if Shasta Dam broke. So I was always really scared because we live right there, and a lot of times we were so poor the cars broke. So I was having fantasies all the time of freaking the dam breaking or Lassen volcano erupting, because it did in the early 1900s. And they say Shasta's dormant. It's still a volcano, and I don't believe anything's dormant all the time. So, Omaha World Herald, Huskers. Omaha Peels, they think they're being cute too. Because see, Omaha, the whole state of Nebraska, that is like all Jesuits. It's all Jesuits because of Creighton. You know how I know? I ran the student IT department at Creighton. I used to work in the radiology department. They really do fucking call themselves the cool Catholics. Why? Because you're into butt stuff? Go read the Jesuit Oath. It ain't cute. It ain't pretty. They talk about really gross shit. Kind of like the late-term abortion stuff that happens. I'll let you go down your own ant-hole. Nebraska appeals to Memorial Stadium football gods to help avoid monstrous turnovers. Quote, I'm going to go walk through there and just start saying some prayers to the Nebraska and Memorial Stadium football gods. Just win the turnover margin. That ain't God. That many people wasting an afternoon when they could be doing fucking productive shit, that is not good orderly direction. It's a time suck. It's a lot of people just doing what they want because they deserve it. Don't you know? Don't you know? All along the way, if you're good, we'll stop at McDonald's for some French fries. Mom and I were talking about that. We talk about that every now and again. Because, I live in New Mexico. You know, people are supposed to come here for the fucking Chili's. Every time I go past McDonald's, the lines are always freaking like 12 cars too deep, 2 lanes deep. Because people got to get their fucking fat people food. There's no spirit. There's no God in that at all. There's no God in that. And just the whole programming behind if you're good, treat yourself with some French fries, little soft serve, some ice cream milkshake if you're good. Or even if you're sad, it tastes so good it'll make you feel better. You know what makes you feel better? Go do something for somebody else. Yeah. It makes you healthier. Keeps you healthier. Keeps your soul sack cleaner. Puts you on the right path. All those chemicals. We had a breakfast sandwich right after we moved here, and so I haven't had McDonald's since 2020. And it should have been a lot, and it's few and far between because I always lived in places where they had like good restaurants. You don't gotta buy shit food, and then you go in the kitchens of the restaurant, and then you find out how much of it is really shit food, like how much of it is frozen. How much of it's processed? how much of it comes from a company on a truck, and how long did it take that truck to get here? Because I live it. I mean, it takes a while. It takes time. You got to drive to Taos. There ain't. Oh, well, there is an airport here, out by Batman's house. One of his little dogs nipped me on the toe. I'm like, it's a terrier. That's what they do. They're like ankle biters, you know. And I was like, oh, you got me. I gotta be on my toes then, because you got me, little shit dog. But God bless him. You know, those are the people that I help take care of. Those are the folks that when I get contributions to my channel, or when my shit gets big, I'll really show people how it's done. Because I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a shit about money. It's in my birth chart. I don't have any Earth in my chart. I don't have any planets in Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I do have a grand trine that hits Virgo, so that helps me keep grounded. But it's verifiable. People that don't have, that's all money. It's all money, property, prestige. It's all that shit I don't give a shit about. So I'm here to teach people how you really, truly people. You know what I think the highlight of my day was? Is that I talk so much trash about my neighbor, because he's a junkie. Since I've lived here, I've had a pot plant stolen, the back of my window busted out. And it's all maybe not at his hand, but definitely at his command. And it's just those fentanyl and those blues and the freaking junkie lifestyle. That's definitely not God. There's no good orderly direction in that at all. So, and I'm trying to live from my heart completely. Even though I don't really know what this love that everybody keeps talking about. Live on my planet. What the fuck? Am I supposed to go around and feel for everybody the same way I feel for my dogs? Fuck you. I ain't doing that. I'm trying to. Because all that stuff is ego. That's how I act when I come from a place of fear. So I'm really trying to be good to everybody, man. And it is an inner conflict for me. It's hard, especially when I go around people. And I'm trying, but that's why I got a guy. That's why I got a teacher, you know. Batman just shakes his head at me, you know. Like today, and I'm trying to be polite. Like this couple, not from America, probably in the Pacific, someplace. I don't know. I absolutely do not go by, I go by color and shades of people's personality and content and character before I care about somebody's, I care about anybody's authenticity or background or anything like that. I don't give a shit. All that shit's stupid. The fact that any of that stuff exists is retarded to me. So, this couple, they're not from around, but there was a sidewalk and I was trying to turn and I was already kept from going because the store I was trying to get to was right next to the city hall where they have the farmers market. The coolest thing. It is like just another collection point of fucking people I don't want to hang out with. They sell their stuff for too much cost. Their prices are too high for shit that no. When I'm giving fucking can of cookies away to people in the community for tips and gratuity, you're selling your fucking vegetables for way too much. It's greed. Because people think they're worth so much. And then they hang on to all the stuff that they're worth long enough to have things like yard sales and shit so they can just sell more shit so they can make more room to buy more shit. So I was getting heated. And Batman, and he's just like laughing at me, and I'm just, and these people just jaywalked in front of me, and then we're going to continue in the road in the lane in which I was trying to turn left in. And I said, I kind of bark like that. I said, please go over and walk on the side. Please get on the sidewalk. And so they got on the sidewalk, because I'm loud, dude. People in front of me hear me with their windows up because I make sure. I want to make an impression. I want whatever people are doing, that the next time they do that thing, I want them fucking forever to see my bright, shiny smile. Yeah, come on. Benny found the window. I'm just going to let him look out it. The neighbors are out because it's Saturday. And, the little boy next door is good. He's has to go down for another test to see, like, because he had one of those because he had sleep apnea. That's because he had 38% of his airway was open. Or, that's it. 100% airway, and he was only at 38% because of his tonsils and his adenoids. And his sinuses. So they, like, scraped his sinuses and took out his adenoids and his tonsils and but he's so active. They're like, because he's an Aries, and I used to drive you crazy, huh? With all my energy, like you didn't know what to do with me, because I'm still like that. I don't. Benny, thank you for your input. What's the matter? Say hi. Benny, no. Benny, no. Benny said, F you, Margie. Benny do what Benny want to do. Oh, good orderly direction, boy. They're such good dogs, man. They have sustained me. They have given me just things to love. That's what I think is why so many people are disgruntled on this planet. Because they got so much love inside to give. And when you don't got nobody to give that to, or you don't know how to give it to yourself, I'm here to help change a lot of that. I had to go through hell just so other people could just recognize that we could have heaven on earth. So, I'll keep going, huh, Ma? I am my mother's daughter. You know, I was talking about my last name today. The same as yours. Do you know your last name? You don't know your last name? Not anymore? Hessick. It's your married name. So Hessick is my last name. And I've looked at it language ever since I was a little girl. This is my dictionary. It's one of those original. And I'm big into language. I don't know a lot of different languages. I don't have that kind of time. I could probably learn if I listen to it on tape while I'm doing stuff. I could probably learn. I bet I could learn a lot of languages. I think if I sat down in front of a piano, I could play it too. I could make music out of it. I might not use it in which it's intended. I might not use it. I might do it more like drums. But I would still make sounds. Because that's what I do. I'm a heyoka. I don't do what everybody else does. That's how I break shit, too. It's like, oh, what if you did this? Oh, shit. Sorry. I broke it. What do I got to do to make it right? I've yammered on long enough. It's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.